My name is Wayne Belial, and I'm here to talk to you about our feature article, which is the perfect sales system for those who hate to sell, and why it probably is the best system in this new economy. Look, I hate to sell, and that probably isn't strong enough word. I really despise selling. I hate the idea of actually showing up, making cold calls, dropping off material to people that don't know me. It's a waste of my time. And really, I'm viewed as an interruption. I haven't pre-screened the person to see if they're a good client, so I really don't do it. Now, sadly, actually, when people show up here, I probably close 70 to 80% of the people that walk in, and I need to sell them a solution. So I'm good at selling one-on-one. Made me think about it and say, all right, what do I need to do differently? Well, first of all, think about what's happening. When they call me, they're calling me as the expert. So now, instead of being the pest that's dropping off material at their desk, I'm the invited guest being brought in to solve a problem. So the perfect sales system basically is designed to not be a salesperson, to be a problem solver instead. I'm not going to go over the article because it's a very large article, and it talks to you, it explains what you would do in order, and see, I told you it was very long, but I'll give you a short recap here. Very long article of how to decide what your expertise is and how to become the expert and how to use digital publishing in some degrees. We've done articles in the past on that to become the expert. So it talks about how do you become an expert and how do you prove you're an expert. Read the article, it goes into it. But basically, once you've set the positioning up, and usually you prove it by doing public speaking, publishing Kindle books or publishing regular books, doing white papers, public speaking, seminars, whatever. Something that says you're the expert in your area. Read the article, you'll see that. Once you do that groundwork, the process is very simple. My process is for getting my target audience to discover me. Now, I'm going to help them discover me by having the magazine out there, by having this magazine, by doing some Kindle books, by doing some webinars. Those are pretty easy to do. Think about those. A lot, doing our blogs, doing all the stuff that allows them to discover me, all right? So that we've proven we're the expert. Why? Now, what happens? I'll give you an example. I'm a CPA firm. This is a CPA firm. We had a client, and it's happened more than once, but I'm thinking of one client that has a sports bar that came in and literally told me they were talking to multiple CPAs, all right? And they were looking for somebody because they weren't real happy with the CPA they had. And I was the second or third person, and they had another two people they were going to see. Now, they don't know anything about doing a tax return or a financial statement. So as far as that, if I'm going to talk to them about how I'm going to do a better tax return than the next guy, or I'm going to do, then they're worried, well, is they going to do it legal, or are they going to do something that's going to be illegal? So that's one of the things you got to worry about. My financial statement, I follow GAAP. Well, don't you all have to follow GAAP? And what the heck's GAAP? All right. Our conversation was totally different. Let me see, your tax return is fine. Hey, by the way, now all of a sudden I'm asking them a business question. How do you get your customers? What do you do? Why are you different than the other sports bar? Now I'm going, by the way, do you subscribe to our blog? Pull it up on my TV screen and say, here's our blog. We've been doing a lot of stuff. Notice how you can search. Would you like to be added to this? Oh, by the way, we got some Kindle books that we put out. Here's this. Oh, by the way, we do this business magazine. Oh, by the way, we got some webinars that help you save taxes. What have I just done? The other CPA can say that they'll cut their taxes. We're proving that we can cut their taxes by the webinars we have that are free out there to help them cut their taxes. We're not only going to do their tax return, their financial statement, we're going to help them pay less taxes legally, and we're going to help them grow their business and make more profits. Now, all things being equal, which one are they going to come to? Well, they're going to come to the one that not only tells them they can do it, but shows them they are an expert because they've done the things by being published, doing webinars, doing seminars. They're proving your expertise. Now, at this point, I'm usually interrupted and said, well, but I'm not an expert in something. I cover that in the article, read that. Everybody's an expert in something because you got to be able to answer that question, why you? If you can't answer that, you better go back, figure out why you. Once you've done all that groundwork, all you're really doing now what you're doing is you're getting the qualified prospect to request information from us. You do that by mailers, by free webinars, ads, there's all kinds of different things. Once they request the information, you send it to them, all right, that in a way that gets them to need to call you. Now, one of the things I learned pretty early is that And you might be the same if you're in the same kind of industry. People don't switch CPAs very easily. So one of the things that they do, they only switch when they're mad at their current accountant. And it might be the same in your industry. Or if their current accountant leaves or closes down. Now what are the odds, and this is something I thought about when I first got started, what are the odds that I'm going to walk in on the day they're mad at their CPA? Pretty slim. So we were sending, at those times, this is dating myself, cassette tapes that we would send out to them every month. Now what I was after, and they worked, all right, because when they were mad at their CPA, I didn't want them to Google them, and that time it didn't even exist, but right now let's Google them, or open the Yellow Pages, which almost now doesn't exist, all right, unless you do it online. I wanted them to open and say, hey, this person that's sending me all this material, why don't we call them up and see what they're doing? So if you can't be first on everybody's list, be second on about 500 people's list, and you'll grow your business. But again, you don't really want to be second if you can get them to call you. Some people will call you right now. So the article goes through how to get them to contact you. All right. Now you don't contact them. You send them stuff. You do your blogs. You do your stuff. You're sending them out there, but you're not making a phone call. You're waiting for them to contact you when you've identified a problem that they may have. Now they contact you and you're coming in to you as an expert. You want to be the expert that's being invited in as a guest to solve their problem rather than the pest who's dropping off sales material cold. And this whole process talks about that, all right? And I go into what it would look like and what we're trying to do. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this anymore because you can do this. Read the article. Think about how to change your sales process to use yourself and set yourself up as an expert, to differentiate yourself from your competitors in a way that gets them to come to you. And in today's world, they're very busy. Today's consumer is much more wary of salespeople. They can see they love to shop, they love to buy, they hate to be sold. All right, so let them buy by discovering you. Hey, until next time, let's make this our most profitable year ever, and thank you very much.